Welcome to Good Morning Football. It has been a wild few months here on the show. We went to Dallas for the draft, had amazing guests, and yeah, we moved into this awesome new studio too, guys. That happened. So as we get closer to the 2018 kickoff, we wanted to look back at some of the best of the breakfast table. But first, let's kick things off with the latest headlines and breaking news from LA.
Thank you, Kay. Good morning, everybody. We start with the latest out of Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers could be without the services of quarterback Jameis Winston to start the season. According to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, Winston is expected to be suspended for several games. He violated the league's personal conduct policy stemming from an alleged groping incident with a female driver of a ride-sharing service in Arizona back in 2016. No police report was ever filed, and Winston denies his role in the incident. For more on the story, here's our own Mike Garafolo.
What I am told, based on sources familiar with the findings of that review, is that no final decision has been made, but the expectation, according to those sources who have spoken to me and Ian Rappaport, is that there will be a multiple-game suspension to start the season. There may also be conditions involved here that, if Winston does not meet, could extend the suspension beyond several games. Ezekiel Elliott, he met that 6-game threshold that the NFL established a couple of years ago from Ray Rice. Sounds like Winston could be below that. Now, you remember Ronald Darby, Winston's former teammate at Florida State. He came out in defense and said he was in the car with Winston and said there was no incident. I am told that based on the findings of the NFL's investigation, that Darby was not there for the entire length of the trip, that there were multiple legs of the trip. And I am also told one more thing, that there was a comprehensive review of electronic communication here that the NFL did. So they obviously found something that they do not believe was appropriate and could lead to a suspension in the coming days.
Elsewhere, the Broncos have locked up their first-round pick, signing 5th overall pick Bradley Chubb on Thursday. With Shane Ray expected to be out 3 months with a wrist injury, Chubb now projected to be an immediate pass rusher alongside All-Pro Von Miller. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has 2 years remaining on his rookie contract, but when it's time to get paid, he may not be looking to break the bank. Prescott telling USA Today he has to take care of his family, but at the same time, quote, I want to do what's best to get good players around me and keep good players around me, because that's how you win. That'll do it from here in Los Angeles. Let's get you back to New York for the best of Good Morning Football.
And you've seen the creative promposals go virally online everywhere. Yeah. Did you guys love your prom?
I loved prom, always.
So fun.
It's great.
It was fun, it was.
Yeah, best part of prom?
I think it was the first time we were allowed to get out and like rent a house for the weekend. Yeah, after the prom, we spent the weekend in Galena, Illinois.
Galena!
Yeah, Galena, and I just dove right first into those wine coolers, baby, and I felt like my real dates were Bartles and James. And I was 18, we were in a house, we had booze, it was pretty cool.
Similar deal. We had to play Wildwood, New Jersey. So everyone would come in from the Jersey Shore, you go down there, and it was like no parents, and I'm a parent now. It horrifies me thinking of what was going on in the Admiral Hotel. Shout out, long out of business.
Really?
You're thinking about that with your 2-year-old?
Yeah. My little guy better not get in any trouble like I did.
Peter, wait till you have a daughter. Hello.
Not fun.
No.
Prom, good time?
Yeah, definitely. But we didn't do what you guys.
What the hell did you guys do?
I was a nerd. I was a little bit of a nerd, but I think there's a difference between what's allowed. Like, we weren't allowed to go rent a house and kick it and stay out all night.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you better bring your butt home, nigga. That's what my mama said.
He's calling out our parents for not being responsible.
Nah, it's not a white or black thing.
That's not what I said.
White or black?
No, there's black tie.
So
I got you.
We each brought in, like show and tell, a photo of us from our prom, or one of our proms.
All right.
So I haven't seen yours, and I want to see Peter's really bad.
All right, let's see. Let's bring up my prom picture. Let's see what we got here. This is 1990. We blew the face out of the date. For reasons that are necessary, I assume. I don't know. We just didn't have, I don't know. I was going to go on Facebook and be like, hey, so listen, I have a TV show now. How are you doing? I love the photos of your 4 kids and your thoughts on Trump, but I got to tell you, I'm going to use your photo on our... That's it, prom. I was a happy guy. It was a great trip. I remember prom. I remember the pictures beforehand. The big stretch limousine shows up, and it's got like lights going on. It's the cheesiest thing. White, all white.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore to the max. That was when I didn't have frosted tips, so I'm pretty impressed with my picture. But there was a time where there were definitely some frosted tips in that.
I like that,
First time you
Strays.
ever wore a tuxedo?
Probably.
I was gonna say, right? Isn't prom pretty much that?
Yeah, that era too was all about just so much vest. Like you had to go with the
So
big
much
vest, and you
vest.
couldn't wait to take off your jacket to show the vest. I went heavy vest. Too,
I remember
see.
going to the Freehold Raceway Mall on a Thursday, and you go to the tuxedo rental place, and it's like $88. And there's two kinds. Like, I want that one, and I want an aqua teal. Let's rock.
Were you dancing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you look good right
On
there.
the,
I look good?
on the dance.
I want to bring that little fade back.
Great.
It's a good look.
Can we bring that little low
We're in the
fade?
TRL. That was very TRL. 1999, Jersey Shore. Move over, Snooki.
All right.
What's she up to?
What's she up to? I'm going to go on Facebook soon.
Go on. I'm gonna go with. So here's the thing. I went to all boys school, so there wasn't a ton of pictures of us with the ladies. I did go to prom with a woman, but I couldn't find any pictures
Are you
because my
kidding?
mom and dad are out of town. So I started hitting up my boys, like, y'all got any prom pictures? Yo! So I wanna sex you up. That's exactly what it is. So so my guy Dave Mazio, my guy Dave Mazio, to my far left, you're right as you're looking at it, is the one with the white gloves. He's the one that sent me this picture. And we were PC, not politically correct, or not the prom crew. We were the prom coalition because we had every race represented right here.
Yeah.
But shout out to Mike Chevelle, who was a light-skinned fella. My guy Simon on the bottom, and then Phil with the glasses on, indoors. Like, we were nuts, man.
That is
We were nuts.
Like a boy band.
That's what we were, man. We were a bunch
I
of boys.
adore Mia Moore.
Shout out to Old Day High School, man.
That's a pick. That's your crew?
I love that you
That's
don't
part
have
of
a
my
photo
crew.
with your
We were
date. That
deep.
is unbelievable.
There were like 55 in our graduating class, so everybody was close.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you ended up, you're not with Calvin Johnson. Randy must have started with Simon and the
Cyrus
sunglasses in the back. Dang, man, you did well.
Thank you.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to the Chicago suburbs in the spring of 1997.
Yes!
There it is. Heavy, heavy vesting. Beautiful baby's breath on the corsage here. At this point, I was listening to a lot of 7 Mary 3, driving the Jeep Wrangler. My prom was a little bit underwhelming. Let me tell you why. I did not have a girlfriend at the time. I went with a platonic friend, a wonderful girl named Beth. And every other couple in my group was romantic. So we go and rent that house in Galena, and we're all sitting there having popcorn and drinks and everything. And one of the couples leaves. And another couple leaves. And the other couples keep leaving.
I've been in those
And
situations,
Beth
yeah.
and I are sitting there, whatever we're doing, playing fiddlesticks. And they're playing their own games in the other rooms.
You don't go in for the kiss?
No, we're watching Independence Day or something on VHS. She didn't want to kiss me either. That was it. It was not the most underwhelming night, but we had a lot of fun. It was great. Love you, Beth. Great girl. Adams, what'd you do?
Here's mine. I had a great time with my longtime high school boyfriend, Brandon.
Nothing, Brandon. Okay. All right, Brandon, wash those hands, man.
He got handsy, right?
Come on, man.
You know, star of the soccer team, really spray tanned Kay Adams, a lot of 50 Cent, a lot of Punda replay, Rihanna being played at the Holiday Inn downtown Chicago, Whitney Young High School. What
The
a-
Dolphins.
Okay.
So
I look fine. I look great.
He's a soccer star.
He was a soccer
Clearly
star.
a goalie because he knows that he used the hands.
Everything Abercrombie and Fitch, Aqua de Jo.
Woods.
Drenched in Aqua de Jo and everything.
Did he say, do you want to kick it with me for
Sweetest
prom?
kid on the planet. Great.
Is Brandon, is he a Hollywood starlet right now? I mean, you look great. Brandon looks gorgeous.
Yeah, Brandon hot. Brandon's quarterback for the Niners, I think.
You guys would look at Brandon.
Yeah, I mean,
you would.
Brandon-
All right.
eyes up here, Brandon.
So let's turn this with an NFL spin now that we've all clearly embarrassed ourselves. And let's bring this to the professionals.
Doing a segment now?
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk some football, Peter. It's not Good Morning Prom.
What would a playoff proposal look like?
Yeah, a plan proposal for me would go to the New York Giants. I'm going right down to East Rutherford, and I'm looking at my man Eli Manning, and I'm looking at all his teammates. I'm going in that locker. Eli was here. Guys, will you come to the playoffs with me? It's a big ask. But I need this. Look, they didn't draft my replacement. They went and signed a big, expensive offensive tackle, and I got Saquon Barkley. Please, come to the playoffs with me.
I'm going to have Russell Wilson show up at the door and do this. Hey, I'll order the limo. I'll tip the driver. I'll use my brother's fake ID to get us the food. I'll pick you up with the jewelry. I have a shiny Super Bowl ring. I'll run over your overprotective dad. I'll have you home by midnight. You'll have the best time, and I'll do it all. Just show up.
The one-man party,
Just show-
right?
He'll take care of everything.
I got it. Just be there.
Just be there and don't get in my way.
I'm going with Deshaun Watson. You know, he looks like he tried to ask out some older fan bases when he went up against Russell Wilson and Tom Brady. But this year he's saying, I'm ready now. I'm going to ask out the older girl, and that's it. He's like, you know what? I'm coming off injury. Last prom didn't go as what I predicted. I want to take you guys to prom or to the playoffs.
All right, Peter, we saw you picture. You think Kay's date was attractive?
I'm
they ran out of pixels. All right, I'm going to do Aaron Rodgers, the coolest guy in the school. Last year, he was in a big fight with the other cool guy in the school. He was up from that school in Minneapolis, but he's back. He wants to go back to the playoffs, and I have a feeling that at the end of this whole thing, Aaron Rodgers is going to have that garter belt around the rearview mirror. You know, the guys that do that. The cheesiest move ever, but it means there was a touchdown.
Roy ended up on prom night on a curb of 7-Eleven drinking Slurpee.
Oh!
All night.
The spoon straw?
Crazy party animal.
Cricket's very simple. One switch between